I'm never gonna stop wearing this lipstick. Today I'm gonna be talking about Horns by Joe Hill, which I read in October. Because it's Halloweeny, and I wanted to read it before the movie came out, which I still haven't seen, and haven't heard great things about, but Daniel Radcliffe, though. I know Joe Hill through his graphic novel series, Lock and Key, which I love, so I had high hopes, and was met with yes? So this book is about Ignatius Parrish, or Ig, whose girlfriend Marin was raped and murdered a year ago from when the story is starting. So he wakes up as the devil and quickly begins to realize that he is able to elicit very dark and disturbing information from everyone, and he has no idea how or why this happened. The first part of the story is comprised with Ig just trying to figure out what the fuck happened and why he's the devil and what this means for him, but mostly consists of flashbacks to his past with the friendship triangle with himself, his girlfriend Marin, and their friend Lee. I found the first part frustrating because it is mostly comprised of the flashbacks and wasn't addressing the current situation of him being the devil. Like, excuse me, sir, why are you the devil? Because that is a very intriguing concept, and that's why I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good book. Dude wakes up as the devil, has no idea why. Let's explore this. And even though it felt long, because I was just like, meh, everything in the flashbacks that is about the past and about the triangle relationship, not Illuminati, triangle. There was no oversharing, like everything that was put into the flashback part of the story was necessary to understand what was happening. Flashbacks of the past begin with the triangle friendship forming. So when Ig and Lee meet and become friends, and when Marin moves to their town and joins in. So they're around like 13 or 14, I think, maybe a bit older. I don't know. The actual bonding of male characters as young people is surrounding really gross discussions and ways of viewing women. I get why it was in the story and why this happens in real life, and I shouldn't have been surprised, especially considering that one of the characters is quite obviously a psychopath, and violence against women is often part of that. I know why it was there, but at the same time, for me, it drew into a larger idea of how the representation of women in all media forms perpetuates the cycle of men's violence against women. You see this in especially like crime shows like Law and Order SVU and Criminal Minds and all that kind of stuff, where even though it's true and this violence from men against women does happen, there's a point in which this media plays the role in continuing the cycle of it happening via how women are continuously represented. Another thing that kind of relates to this is how the book is told. This story is told from several different perspectives. However, it's never told from Marin's perspective. Even how the creation of the triangle friendship occurs is a bit So basically, as Marin moves to the town and Ig and Lee meet and become friends, they are both interested in Marin. Shocking. How the situation evolves is that through things that happen, Ig gets Marin. That's kind of how it's presented and how it's framed between Lee and Ig, is that Lee let Ig pursue Marin. And when this kind of comes out a bit, when Ig is talking to Marin before they kind of get together, Marin's like, excuse me, no, you did not get me, I chose you. And so I was like, okay, good, we're addressing this. But Ig and Lee still perceive it as like a transaction that happened between them. Allergic to misogyny. So Marin is built as a character as either Ig's girlfriend or Lee's object of desire, but she's never represented as her own person. It's not that she doesn't have agency, because you can see by reading between the lines in Ig's perspectives and Lee's perspective, you can see that she's not what either of them have built her to be in their heads. There's points in the book where as Ig's girlfriend, she's like, dude, I am not this weird pixie dream girl that you've kind of made me to be. And with Lee, she's like, no. It's just weird to the story that her perspective and her thoughts are left out, because you're getting Ig and Lee's side of the story and Ig's brother, It almost doesn't feel completed. The second part was a lot better because you've already gone through all the background information that you need to, and it's focused in the present and him coming into being the devil. My favorite part of the book is there is a point where Ig is immersed in fire and he is surrounded by snakes, because snakes, devil, Christianity. One of the discussions he has with his army of snakes is about how God and the church fear women because, like God, they create life and are therefore the most powerful things on earth. And that is why the church has created and contributed to systems of patriarchal oppression against women and other groups for literally thousands of years. And I was like, yes, I've never thought about that before. I would recommend this book because there are so many layers that you can read into the story, and for that reason I think that a lot of people would find this very interesting. But the one thing that really got to me about this story was the scent of Marin's hair. Throughout the whole story, Ig and Lee mention excessively how Marin's hair had this very strong, particular scent of lemon and mint. Over a span of 10 years, it is mentioned that her hair smells this particular way. So is she using the same shampoo for a decade? What shampoo? What shampoo is really that fragrant? Or is it like a body spray or perfume that she puts in her hair? I'm baffled. I'm baffled.